I'm starting with you, Auntie Julie. This is what happens when you spoil a nephew rotten. Do you understand?
Yes, Judge.
When you spoil a nephew rotten, even when they've been thoroughly decent, and I accept that he was years ago, they become rotten and they take you for granted, and that's exactly what's happened in this case. Now, there are various aspects to your claim. The first part of your claim is for the mobile phone. And it seems to me that that mobile phone, which was signed for in 2012, was signed for at a time when you felt, in your own words, obligated to Lee because he'd been a thoroughly decent young man. And bearing in mind you renewed that contract despite the fact that he'd never paid you a penny for it, it seems to me that he was, albeit thinly, entitled to consider that mobile phone as a gift. If you'd been moral and decent, you would have found some money to pay for your mobile phone, seeing as you were using it. But nevertheless, I don't find that you're under any legal obligation to pay your auntie back. You needed to be a bit more careful in the future. But to that extent, I don't think I can give you anything in respect of the mobile phone. But then we move on. I'm entirely sure that you took a £2,000 loan out.
Yes.
And I'm entirely sure that you took that money out for Lee's benefit, and he used that money to go partying around the world. So to that extent, I'm going to award you that £2,000. I'm also going to award you the 3 months' rent, despite only seeing evidence of 1 month's failure of Lee to pay that rent. It was he who held out that he was going to be responsible for it. And as for the cash, you gave Lee £190. And I've seen evidence in respect of that. So I'm entirely satisfied you gave that to him. Not in circumstances where he says, look, I'm just able to have that. But in circumstances where it was quite clear to me that on any reasonable view, I imply that you expected that money to be paid back. So therefore, the total value of your claim is for £3,465. And this court awards you £3,465. Now listen here, Lee. You're a decent young man once. I think it's time to become decent again. And I hope that this can be the beginning of the rebuilding of your relationship. Frankly, you really need to think more carefully how you treat your auntie. If you were decent to Nan, you should be decent to her. That's the award of this court.
Oh, thank you, Judge.